Okay, the last match of the Six Nations, possibly the most entertaining match of the whole tournament, and the most shocking match of the whole tournament because I could not believe what I was seeing for 80 minutes. It's finished 38 points apiece between England and Scotland. At one point, England were 31-0 up, and then Scotland had 38 unanswered points after conceding 31 unanswered points, which is just unacceptable at this level, at Tier 1 nation level. That's just both sides have played well and badly at the same time. In attack, both sides were brilliant. In defence, both sides were. I've seen more watertight sieves than these defences, and Christ, I was stunned with the first half performance by England, and I was stunned by Scotland's second half performance. And to be honest, I think changes could have been brought on earlier. I know Ben Moon went down with a very nasty injury very early on, and we do hope he's okay. But some of these tries shouldn't have been scored. Jack Nowell's try on a minute sums up the weaknesses down Scotland's left-hand side. There are a lot of injuries for Scotland right now. A lot of key first name on the team sheet players are out. There's a lot of players. Scotland are missing a hell of a lot of players. This tournament has been brutal for Scotland. Jack Nowell fully deserved his recall to the side. Well taken try. Took 66 seconds, actually. Tom Curry's try on 8 minutes, fully deserved. He's played well this tournament. He's really stepped up to the plate. Again, Scotland's left-hand side to a point. The real disturbing try for me is when you got Genge and then Sinclair, two props, making line breaks, and then especially Sinclair. He could have sidestepped Maitland for that. He could have scored the try himself. In the end, Joe Launchbury scores it. But when you've got a prop basically running through a defence like that, no, that is shocking defence. And Joe Launchbury, he's probably one of the gentlemen of the game. Fully deserved his try as well. Great support running there, making sure, And this all comes when the England go to their right. So when England go right, and down it's Scotland's left-hand side of the field, Scotland's defence could not cope. That also includes the Ben Youngs disallowed try for a knock-on. That could have proved crucial as things turned out. It's by the finest, slimmest of margins. Wilkinson sword and Gillette do not shave that close. It has literally just brushed his arm by the finest millimetre, a hair's width. But it is the correct decision. 15, 20 years ago, before the TMO was a thing, that's given as a try. But England are starting to get a bit ahead of themselves. Farrell slots a penalty, and I think that penalty slotting by Owen Farrell has proved A, crucial, and B, came at the right time. Just calm things down a little bit. You've got 21 points on the board, just make it 24, make it even more difficult. That's 3 converted tries plus a penalty ahead. That's always important. Johnny May's try comes from Scotland finally getting down England's end. They get a line out. They try and do a complex set play move, which now the rain's coming down and the ball's turned to a bar of soap. Not the best idea when you're 24-0 down, really, in the first half. And it ends up being there's a tap-and-go penalty. England get up over halfway. There's a tap-and-go penalty. Ben Youngs takes it quickly. Slade, I believe, or Daly comes into the line. Back of the hand pass. Johnny May supporting the ball carrier, as all good players should, and he gets his 14th try in 14 games. And at this point, it is 31-0. That is unacceptable by Scotland. This Scotland side were on the verge of facing up to what happened 2 years ago with a 60-odd point thrashing. They really were, and that was after 29 minutes. There's still 51 minutes left. Now, at this point, England could score at will. Scotland's defence is it's all over the place, especially down the left-hand side. There is no structure. And Owen Farrell unnecessarily tries to go for a kick. Keep the ball in hand, honestly. Now you can just keep it simple. You've won the game, keep it simple. That would be the mindset. No, he tries to go for I think a crossfield kick. McInally charges it down and scores Scotland's response try. 34 minutes. This is where Scotland decide to start playing. They haven't been playing at this point. Charge down try. Russell converts. McInally should not be allowed to run that far with the ball after he's reclaimed it. That's pretty shoddy defending by England, especially with outside backs who are quick. He's a hooker. He should not be allowed that much, grass to run into. Half-time comes. I think Scotland needed that half-time. I think England, was starting to just get a little bit too complacent. I think they needed to regroup and come out firing. This is a problem England have had this tournament, is they can't put it in a full 80-minute performance. It doesn't matter if it's half-time, against Wales, patches against Ireland and Italy in victory, where they allowed tries to come in, where they again switch off, or the second half after 50 minutes against France, where they just decided just to let their foot off the gas. They knew they had the French beat, and they allowed that game to meander, which I think led in part to the game against Wales and what happened. They lost that intensity, and this is what happened here. They're 31-7 up. It all unravels very, very quickly. There's 2 tries come quickly from Darcy Graham, his first of 2. He's played very well since his, I think, debut last week against Wales. He scored 3 tries now in 2 games. Bradbury playing at number 8, which is not alien to him, but he's more of a 7 or 6. He's having to play at number 8 because of injury. Again, England at this point have made 80 odd tackles and have missed 20 odd. So they're missing 1 in 4. They're missing 25% of their tackles, which is unacceptable at this level as well. Bradbury's and Graham's try quick fire. Darcy Graham is a very elusive. He's a small man, but he's very elusive, very quick on his feet, and surprisingly powerful for his size. Darcy Graham's second try, he should not be allowed to break at least 4 tackles there. That all of England's outside backs are involved in trying to tackle Darcy Graham for his second try. He should not be allowed to slip out of those tackles. That is poor. And England's missed tackles were through the roof. Not good enough. But there are some misconversions from Russell on 47 and 56 minutes. Those misconversions, again, could have proved more crucial than they actually did. Russell's try comes from an intercept. That's embarrassing. I don't know what Owen Farrell and Ben Youngs are calling there, but they lost control of the game management and the control. They lost control in the second half. The game was all over the place. It fallen apart. England had just stopped playing. Much like Scotland in the first half, there was no control from 9 and 10. Much like there was no control from 9 and 10 in the first half for Scotland, England's 9-10 axis has completely fallen apart. That leads to Russell's try in 59 minutes, and then the scoring suddenly slows. The game is tied. It's 31 all. Both sides have conceded 31 unanswered points each. It's madness. Absolutely madness. The game starts to lose a bit of direction, and it's starting to meander a little bit. And then Johnson scores his try on 75 minutes. And it's right underneath the posts. Again, sloppy defending. Yeah. It's 38-31 Scotland. A miraculous comeback, probably a record comeback for the Six Nations as well. But it can't. But then it swings back to England's favour. After Johnson scores his try, it's all England for the last 5 minutes. Scotland show their best defence in the match, yet start giving away penalties. They give away a silly penalty on, I think, 80 minutes on halfway. It's kicked to the corner. England get a line out. There's a penalty from that. They kick for the corner again, get another line out. They keep the ball in play. There's another advantage. They decide, George Ford, he's been on now for about 10 minutes. Little sidestep, he gets the ball, little sidestep, runs through a gap, bang, scores the try, gets the conversion. My God, 38 all. How has this happened? England were cruising at 29 minutes, decided to switch off after 34 minutes. Scotland, they get back in the game. They take the lead, give away a sloppy penalty, which is infuriating. They missed a couple of kicks. England had a try disallowed. It's madness. Scotland retained the Calcutta Cup by virtue of winning it last year at Murrayfield. So England can't get their hands back on that. But to be 31-0 up after 21 minutes and end up 38 all is unacceptable in an England point of view. And for Scotland to concede 31 points so quickly is not acceptable. And then to get into the lead and then to give away such a silly penalty on the stroke of 80 minutes is unacceptable. Both sides were good in attack. In the first half, England were brilliant. In the second half, Scotland were brilliant. But in defence, both defences were a shambles. Scotland have got a lot of injuries to deal with. England have changed the lineup from last week. Why would you change a winning lineup all the time? That's an issue that I'm scratching my head with Eddie Jones. And the debate about fly half, that try is caused by a fly half mistake. I believe Russell's try is caused by a fly half mistake. Owen Farrell has basically conceded 2 tries by poor play on his half of things, on his point. is that was the type of game for a Danny Cipriani, and that debate is not going away until the World Cup is done and dusted. Cipriani, should he be in the squad? Should he not be in the squad? I think he should. I know his off-field antics are below acceptable and are not acceptable, but I think I'm left stunned by this. I have no words to describe what I've just seen. The note of the day and the final note of the day of the Six Nations is Scotland have not won at Twickenham since 1983 in the Five Nations and now the Six Nations. They have not won a tournament game since 83. That was 6 years before I was born. 6.5 years actually before I was born. I'm going to leave that there. I will do my full Six Nations review after the weekend. I've got an FA Cup game to watch tonight, and I think Wolves are at home at Molineux, so that's going to be really interesting to watch that cup game tonight. And I leave you with the game of the Six Nations madness. That's what I'm going to call it. And I'll let you place your thoughts below, and I bet you this is going to be a popular video. Thank you very much for watching and sticking with me through this Six Nations tournament. I have watched every minute of every game so far. I think that's the first year I've done that in a long time. I really appreciate your patience. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.